Okay, while we are out here, this is going to be, I'm going to have several, like a series of videos. I recorded a video earlier specifically about parks in the air. You will see that. I'm not sure if this video will record before or after that, but this is going to be an experimentation and a demonstration of using the Xiegu G90 with the XPA125B amplifier made specifically for Xiegu, and it's coming up right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Guys, this is Jason at Ham Radio 2.0. On this channel, we do reviews, news, and how-tos, many things that are new in amateur radio. I have not rehearsed that. It's the first time I've ever said it. I'm kidding, of course. So, today we are set up at Eisenhower State Park, which is designated Kilo 3005 for Parks on the Air. Now, Frank was here earlier. He's left for the day. I've been operating from the canopy right there. Most of the morning, used my IC7300 to make some single sideband contacts. We got here yesterday and set up in the evening, and we made some single sideband contacts on 20, and we did some FT8 on 40, and I got Frank to activate this park. This was the second park he's ever activated. His first park was Lake Texoma State Park, which we were at yesterday before we drove here. So he activated that park, activated this park. We're going to get together. I'm going to show him how to put together his log and upload it and get his name on the database. I had him create an account already, so he's already on the Parks on the Air database. So that was fun. It was fun showing him how to do that the first time. We're going to demonstrate here in just a second a usage of the matchup between the Xiegu G90 and the XPA125B amplifier. I did want to first show that this antenna I'm using right now, I grabbed from eBay. It's made by a guy called Nelson Antennas. He is, I believe his call sign is Kilo Delta 8 UJM, Uniform Juliet Mike. Talked about him in one of the other videos I recorded for Parks on the Air earlier. This is a 9-to-1 random wire antenna that I have, you know, obviously fed right there with just regular old RG8X coax, and it goes up all the way to the top of the Gigaparts carbon fiber mast, which is up about 30 feet right now. That is the 50-foot version of the mast, but you can put it up pretty much whatever you want to. It goes up in 5-foot sections, but you don't have to put the section up all the way either. So, got that running right there. We just got an in-fed running. And so far, since we've been at this park yesterday, all of our contacts have been made on this antenna. We have not used any other antenna as of yet. And quite frankly, I probably won't use any other antenna. We used the crank IR yesterday and switched over to this. Or, I'm sorry, we used the crank IR on Monday and Tuesday at the other park, which switched over to this later. Wanted to use the carbon fiber mast, the Nelson antenna, which is a 9-to-1 random wire, and also wanted to use my fancy-dancy TN07 tripod. This tripod is a very hefty, sturdy tripod. The guys up at TN07 in Tennessee, they do make an internal mast that goes inside of the tripod and goes up 30 feet. And the tripod itself is adjustable both up and down at the top and via the 3 legs at the bottom right there. You can adjust each leg section up and down. I showed that in another video as well. But wanted to go ahead and get some extra footage in here for what we were using for this specific experiment. So this video, once again, I just wanted to show the antenna, because every time I put up one of these videos, Parks on the Air, they're like, show what antenna you're using, show what antenna you're using. So there you go. I'm using a 9-to-1 random wire. And everything for this park, Kilo 3005, will be on that antenna. And we're going to take a look at the Xiegu G90 paired up with the XPA125B amplifier right now. I did want to show the Xiegu G90 as connected to the XPA125B amplifier. Now, in order to connect it, this cable right here that you can kind of see maybe in the camera comes with the G90 rather, and this cable comes, and they look like the same cable. This cable comes with the XPA125B amplifier. They are not the same plug on either end, so you have to use this CE19 data port connector. I don't know if you can see that or not. right there. You have to use that CE19 data port connector, which you can get it from Radioddity, you can get it from MFJ, a couple different places, but it has to connect these two cables together. This accessory cable that comes with the amplifier and the accessory cable that comes with the G90, neither of which are the same plug. Now, according to the manual, which is right here, according to this manual, the manual gives instructions for connecting to the amplifier to the X1M radio, the X108G radio, and the X5105 radio, which you can kind of see right here. This is a X108G, X5105, X1M. X1M is a really old one. It's a small little QRP transceiver. Well, I mean, they're all QRP, but that one, it does not give specific instructions for the G90. I think the reason for that is because the amplifier came out about the same time that the X5105 came out, which both of those preceded the G90. So I think the manual was probably written before the G90 was available, which is fine. But all I had to do was connect of course I have to run a jumper, a coax jumper from the G90 to the back of the XPA51 or XPA125 amplifier. This is the B version 2. All right, special thanks to MFJ for the use of the G90, and special thanks to Radioddity for the use of the XPA125B amplifier. Now, MFJ and Radioddity carry both of these devices. As circumstances would happen, I just happened to get the radio itself from MFJ and the amplifier from Radioddity. MFJ was out of stock of the amplifier when I spoke to them about the G90 radio, but they said they're going to send me one anyway, so if I end up getting a second amplifier, guess what? We're going to do a giveaway on the channel. Maybe on a live stream, maybe on a recorded video, I don't know yet. I'll decide that when and if the second amplifier ever shows up, but a great group of folks over at both MFJ and Radioddity for allowing me to review equipment that they sell. So if you look here and I actually have a pen now. So you'll see right here, okay, yeah, I'm looking at that in the view of the viewfinder. Okay, so you see that ATU is on here and receive is on. This right here, as I said a minute ago, this is the voltage reading. This is the power output reading. And we are on the 20 meter band, obviously on the radio. So we're on 20 meters, and if we change bands, we can go up. It says auto 20 right there, and then it changes to 17 as I hit the band selector on the top of the G90. And the auto tuning is changing it's changing on the amplifier with the changing of the band on the radio. And that's thanks to the interface cable that's connected back here in the back that I mentioned a moment ago. So, if we go back to 20 meters, and I'm at 13, let's see, 331's too high. Go down here to 336, there's nobody on here right now. And if I don't want to press tune on the radio, you'll watch the screen of the amplifier. So it tuned there. It's showing tuned on the screen here. It went up to like 95 watts and tuned it that way. CQ parks on the air. CQ parks on the air. Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ. And you'll see the SWR meter on the screen of the G90. I realize it's small, but the SWR meter barely moved. And you can see the voltage and the power output on the amplifier match what is on the radio. So you can change your power down to 10 watts. If you put it up to 20 watts, the amplifier won't handle 20 watts. However, I did it on 20 watts earlier as a mistake, and the amplifier compensated. So it turned, since the two units are connected to one another, the amplifier saw that and is like, no, I don't need that much power, and it turned the radio down to 10 watts on the back end, and they work together in conjunction quite well, actually. I've got it running to my MFJ 4230 MV power supplies, a 30 amp power supply. This is the older model, besides the one that I use in the shack. I think the one I use in the shack is an MVP, which has power poles on it. This is the one over here. Let's see, I can move the camera here. This right here is the 4230 MV power supply. It just has 2 poles on the back. I've got it running to an MFJ model 1126 distribution block with power poles on it. Again, special thanks to MFJ for being so generous with their equipment and letting me get on the air with it. So I've got the 30 amp power supply running to the distribution block. I've got the G90 fan, the built-in fan, stand-in fan that has these feet here where you can move the feet up and down like that, just like that. You can move the feet back up. I already earlier today, you can't really see it anymore, but I grabbed the bottom side of the radio, and the fan hit my thumb because there's no cover on the bottom of it, which is really kind of a crazy design. There's no cover like this, so if I stuck my finger in there, it would pop me right now. There's no cover down here. There should be a cover. It looks like it's incomplete. But it is functional. It does work. You know, obviously the stand works very well. It keeps the radio cool, so it does its job. I wish they would put a cover on the bottom of it. That stand's made at Radiodity. I did a review video about it a while back, and it's specifically made for the G90, and it also incorporates, it allows you to incorporate power poles. It takes the plug out of the back of the G90, plugs it in underneath the stand, and then it gives you power out that you can use either the default cable for the G90 or power poles. So I just used a power pole cable to go from here to here. So I'm running the radio itself on a 10 amp fuse into the distribution block here, and then I've got the amplifier running into a 25 amp fuse. This is a 40 amp distribution block, but it's only a 30 amp power supply. And if I key up both of them, I have no problems. So I'm not running single sideband, I'm not pulling anywhere near the 30 amps maximum that this power supply will do. So everything's working just great. You see, go back down here and see if that guy's still there.
So the numbers there, I went ahead and shut my stuff down just because there wasn't that point at. I wasn't sure it with anybody, but you know, that's the way it goes late in the afternoon on 20 meters there. When the sun starts getting down low in the sky. Yeah, maybe it'll pick up here before too long. That'd be good. Yeah, and I was looking at the lightning map there, and it looks like right at the moment there's nothing really close to me. Looks like the closest stuff is probably down there in South Carolina, just south of Charlotte there. Looks like they got a lot of lightning going on down there. And there's a little bit up in Virginia, but it looks like most of it's down there south of Charlotte, South Carolina there. So hopefully it'll stay away. Yeah, we didn't get any rain at all yesterday. So it was just hot as it could.
G90 also has an attenuator and a preamp. So that's the preamp that's on now. There's the attenuator on. And there's normal with no attenuator and no preamp. So you basically got 3 levels of filtering for how much you hear. Italian station. All right, so let's go down here where there's nothing on the waterfall. Let me go right there. Okay, so when I key up the radio, I've already tuned it. It's going to show the voltage here and the power output here. So watch the screen of the actual amplifier. Testing, 1, 2, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo testing with a new radio, just recording a video for some extra information on the screen readout for the Xiegu G90 and XPA125B amplifier. Testing 1, 2, 3, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo. So there you go. So the amplifier and the radio line up and sync up very easily. They're easy to use. Once you plug it up, it all kind of fits together by itself. It is quite a lot of stuff to have in the field if you're taken out to a park activation. You probably wouldn't want it. This thing's heavy enough where it's got its own carrying handle right there on the side. So it's doubtful you'd want to put that in a backpack to take up to a soda expedition. You'd have to have a hefty battery to run it if you did. For parks on the air, it's good because then you can choose to work QRP. You can turn the amplifier on if you need it. Again, I've made several contacts both ways today, both with and without QRP. CQ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ, experimenting with the new radio. CQ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Just like that, you can see it was pushing 95-ish watts up and down. Of course, single sideband. The more I talk, the louder I talk, the more modulation I have. What in the back in the old CB days, what they used to call swing. But the radio and the amplifier mesh together very nicely. They have a good communication between them. It's kind of hard to mess up one without the other because they are communicating with one another, and they're auto switching, and the built-in auto tuner works with the amplifier, and it's all, you know, very easy to use. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ.
Kilo 8 Tango Echo.
Kilo 8 Tango Echo 5x9 into Texas.
Thanks, you're 55 New Mexico. Thanks and good luck.
QSL, this is a QRP station, so great making contact. You're my second one, 73.
You'll have more luck if you go up 500 first. You're right next to a net.
Okay, they're not coming through on this end, but good to know. I might move here in a second. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks on the air.
November 4, Hotel India Delta.
November 4, Hotel India Delta, great signal, 10 over 5x9 into Texas, park number Kilo 3005.
QSL 59 Kentucky, thanks a lot.
QSL 59 in Kentucky with this QRP station, thanks a lot, 73.
73.
QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks on the air. I think it was November 8, something Papa. QSL, November 8, Oscar, Foxtrot Papa, about a 5x3 into Texas. QSL, copy the 5-5 in Ohio. This is a QRP rigged Xiegu G90 running 20 watts. Thanks for the contact, 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, QRP, parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ. Yeah, park to park, go ahead. QSL, Alpha Bravo 0 Oscar. I copy the 5-7 into Missouri. Please copy 5x5 into Texas. Park number Kilo 3005. Kilo 3005. QSL.
Roger, Kilo 005, Kilo 3005. Thanks for the park to park and have fun.
QSL, thanks for the copy. This is QRP station also, so I'm enjoying it. 73, thanks for the park to park.
Okay, thanks for the park to park, and also only 15 watts, 15 watts here on this end, so good job on the QRP.
Cool. He's 15 watts, I'm 20 watts.
Nice.
QSL, that's great. QRP to QRP, park to park, always fun. 73.